There we go. I got all my chat windows open, all kinds of stuffs. Hoff stapler? Probably not. I mean, eventually, yeah, I'll do Swift, but nothing in the very near term anyway. It's still, from what I hear, it's still moving around too much. So I just don't want to deal with it. There we go. Great. Okay, so today I'm pretty excited. I just want to like dig around and play with simple physics stuff. I was watching Coding Math. I don't know if you guys have seen this guy. He's got some great YouTube videos, and he just makes little math stuffs. But it's great. One of his latest videos is called, he's got part 4 up. Great. So Verlet Integration is basically just, come on, Ad. It's basically just a poor man's physics. Use points and sticks to kind of move stuff around. Let me jump to the end here. Yeah. So you see he's just got a little box and it falls and it's great. But anyway, so that's what I want to do. All his stuff he codes in JavaScript. And so I want to just port his code into Objective-C and make it so you can use touch points to kind of create the points and create the lines in an easy way. And then, yeah, just kind of see where it goes from there. All the code is live on GitHub up there, so you can check it out if you want. Whatever we do today is going to get stuck up there. But let's get to it. It should be pretty easy. I got a very, very simple framework set up. I did this yesterday, and all it does sets up a display link, and which is going to this is basically our run loop, right? And right now it doesn't really do anything. Then it calls set needs display, and then our draw rect is here, and this is where we're going to draw all of our stuff. So when I run it, I'll show you what it does right now, which is close to nothing, not entirely nothing. Here we go. Yep, so that's all it is. I mean, it's kind of ridiculous. It's got a label in it, and it's got this line up here, which you can probably see, which just like bops around, doesn't really do anything. It's just to prove that the display link and the draw rect and everything is working properly. So what we're going to do now is just do a quick port of his code. Honestly, what we're going to do is we're just going to put everything in here. That's fine. Put the animation loop up there. And this is going to be our update methods down here. Great. And then, yeah, we'll probably make a, we'll make a thing called initialize data or something. Right? Great. Let's get some of those out. And let's get some of this out. Some of this out. Okay, so we just clear the screen. And that's pretty much it, right? Okay, great. So the idea is that, I can even pull this up. Who cares about that? The idea is that we got our display link. This is going to just render at 30 or 60 frames. I don't even remember. We're going to initialize our data here. So this is where we're going to set up all of our points and lines and stuff. Then we're going to update our data and then draw our data. And that'll be it. Draw points. Anyway, so what I want to do is get he's main.js. So this is it. This is his code. He's got a couple constants up here. Let's do those. There we go. There we go. There's our... Oh, I can't even... I should know that. I should know all about life. There we go. There we go. So we got our constants, we got our data. Oops. We've got... I don't care about any of that. We don't care about the data he initializes. We'll do that later. Forms and images and stuff we don't care about. Yeah, we'll get a nice distance method. Okay, so here we go. So let's get distance in here. And this is going to be a CG point. CG point. Yeah, just square root, right? Square root f. That's probably what I want. All right, pretty good. Pretty good. Now, in his update method, this is what he's got. Yeah, I remember that. Okay. So he calls update points, and then he calls update sticks and constrain points twice, or a bunch of times. So this does gravity. The points. I'm not gonna go over what he already does in his videos. I just want to pick up from kind of where he left off and Objective Cify it. And then we can just play around with it, see what happens. I want to hopefully get some gestures working with it, and so that way the data doesn't have to be hard. The forms and the points and stuff doesn't have to be hard coded. Let me show you. Yeah, this. Where'd Chrome go? Yeah, so this is basically what we're going to be making. Is that right? And it's just a very simple thing. And what he does is he hard codes the 4 points of the box and the 4 lines of the box, and then the physics acts on, or the physics in air quotes acts on the 4 points and updates it in real time, and the constraints inside of the code kind of work in real time. So that's what we're aiming for. So update points is a nice simple method. Points. Okay, so the points array we're going to do like this, right? We're going to make it a proper array, like that. And we do object at index. Right. CG point value. And then CG float. That. Oh, he's got, yeah, I forgot. Okay, so that means we need, oh crap, that's fine. That's fine, that's fine. Let's make a very simple point object. It was probably better anyway. Point. Here we go. And then property. Non-tom. It's the implementation. It always starts me off there, throws me off. Port UI kit. There we go. And then old X and old Y. Great. Old X and old Y, and then we're going to make a nice helper right here. It's going to be point. And we're just going to do that. And my coffee is here. Awesome. All right, sorry about that. I got my coffee, which is great. And now I'm just finishing moving all this stuff over. There we go. Self, there we go. And then p1 equals point. Right? Yeah, great. Very good job. Go here, up. Mutable array, sticks. And then we come here, and this is going to be just getting every single stick object. Date, there we go. I call them P0 and P1. Oh, yes. Calculate the length here. Oh, awesome. Cool. Thanks, babe. Haven't even used that method yet. Oh, come on. There we go. There we go. Yeah, great, 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 great. So we are almost done just porting all of his old code over. And then we should be able to build a box out of these sticks and see the same kind of behavior that, that he has already, which would be pretty great. There we go. So there's update sticks. Awesome. Is that, are we, I feel like we're very, very close to done. Done enough for what I wanted to play with. Yep. Yes, we are. Okay, great. So let's go here. Let's make a render method. All right. And we'll do the same here for this guy. And this method is just going to draw a dot in whatever the, let's call it render to context. Let's do that. Right? That's better. There we go. And now we want a dot at the point. Center at cg point make xy. There we go. The radius, let's have a radius of, let's make a radius of 3. 0, end angle is 2 pi, and clockwise doesn't matter, so we will make it clockwise. Great. And then right? Sound good? So we don't actually need that. This can just be render. We don't care about the context. I was wrong. Awesome. Perfect. And now we're going to do the same thing for the stick. We're going to make a render method. So the points, we're going to have P0 render, right? P1 render, oops, what am I doing? Where did I go? P1 render, and then we're going to draw a line between them, right? Line, move to P1. Let's do that just as a nice helper method. So I don't have to keep doing the friggin'. Just do that. Now we'll do as CG point. That feels better. It's all about feeling. Point make X, Y, great. There we go, and then line, add line to point. P1 dot add CG point. I keep forgetting they're P0 and P1. There we go. We're gonna make those blue lines. That's great. Awesome. Awesome. Now we're nearly there. We're so very close to having something. So we want, do we have a render? No, we don't. Okay, so now let's have render sticks. And this is going to be like that. All right, pretty good. I like it. Okay, now we win. I think we won. I think that's all we need. I think that is all we need. I am working on a poor man's physics simulation. It is based on a guy from Coding Math, Keith somebody, I forget his last name. Bit101 is his Twitter, and Coding Math is his YouTube. It's pretty great. He just does really simple stuff. He explains how to code different math concepts in a nice and easy way, which is nice. Speaking of which, I think is he still? I hear him in the background. I don't know. Anyway. Now we go here. Oh, you know, we should make a nice helper thing here. Right? Point with X and Y. There. That'll make it nice. Make it easier to create these things, which is great. Turn. Great. Great. And then the stick. We want to do the same thing here. We want a there we go, like that, right? So now we can create a stick easily. And knit P0, P1, All right, feel good about that. And now we go return and then stick loc init with p0 and p1. Awesome. And now we can create different points, right? We can do point with x, and the x we want to be what, like 100 and 100, right? And then top right corner, and then the lower right corner, and then the lower left corner, right? And now we create some sticks. Add object. We want stick with p0. Points first one, and then points like that, right? 2, 3, 4. So now we should have a really ugly box. Oops, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 0. Right? So now we should have a really, really ugly box. Right? You see what I'm doing? So that's the four corners. There's a stick, and each stick connects each of those 2 points. We initialize the data, which is what should have gone here. Right? And then here we update our points. This guy's getting called like every what is it? Every, I don't know, 60 frames a second, 30 frames a second, something like that. And so now we should see his points get updated, the sticks get updated, everything fits. The constrained points just make sure no points fly outside of the screen, so it bounces off the edge of the screen. And then we render everything, and then we should render everything after we erase everything instead of before we erase everything. Constrain everything, render everything. Right? And now we should see a box fly around on the screen, and it will probably flop around. Holy crap, man. What happened there? That was amazing. For all the wrong reasons. For terrible, terrible, terrible reasons. Okay, so let's step through it and see what on earth is going wrong. Here's our point. Oh, it's because they're, okay, so they're old X. Yeah. Yep. Okay, so this is where the point currently is. This is where it used to be. And currently where it used to be is always 0, 0 for all of the points. So it freaks out. Right? And so now it'll freak out less. Let's see what happens now. Hey, look at that. That looks awesome. I love that. That's super great. Super, super great. It's flopping around like that because each of those sticks is independent right now. So we need to create a crossbar. All right, did it freak out again? Yes, it did. So update points. You know what we're gonna do? Somewhere somewhere somebody's getting set to something crazy. And I think we can catch it here. Is nan x. Nan exception. All right, so now we should get an exception thrown when we're setting it to not a number. But anyway, let's while we're waiting for that to crash, let's go up here and add the crossbar, the supporting crossbar in initialize data right here. So this stick is going to be between 0.0 and 0.2. Oops. 0 and 2. Okay, so here we go. So now it's angry because offset is not a number. Percent is not a number. Percent is not a number because distance is 0. Yeah. Yep. So if distance is 0, what do we want percent to be? Distance. This is if a line, I think this is basically happening if a line collapses to distance of 0. So if is nan percent equals 0. Let's just do that. Okay, so now an interesting thing is it should I believe it should yeah, there we go. No, see, it's still wrong. See these guys on the side? I understand that those side sticks should be constrained in length. So I think I'm missing a step. What did I not do? What did I not do? Update sticks we did that one. Constrain points we did. Update points we did. Yeah. So we did everything we were supposed to do, but I'm missing something. And I say that because so here's what should be happening, right? So up, where did it go? Up here, we update the points. This takes our, well, they're all flattened down there. But if we have a square, this guy updates all the points to a new place, depending on gravity and velocity and all that kind of stuff. Then update sticks should say, it should try and help these sticks to maintain their original distance. Oh, length. Okay, yeah, I understand what I did. So length he has as a static property of the stick. That's what it is. Let's make sure. He had it as a static, unchanging property of the stick. Yeah, so that's exactly what he did. Yep. Whereas we don't. And that's what we do want to do. So what I think, yeah, yep. Synthesize length. Did I calculate that anywhere? Calculin is what we'll call it, right? All right. So now those now the sides here. Yeah, great. We did it. Now let's also add a random velocity to it, to the initial point. So we can get something interesting happening. And mod 10 minus 5. Let's see what that does. All right, this should make it just, yeah, great. That is awesome. I love that. That's so much fun. Let's force it into landscape, because landscape I think will show up a little bit better. That's awesome. That's so cool. So now what I would like to do is, I think it would be fun to be able to pick this guy up with touches, and possibly draw more objects and stuff, and maybe an on-off button for the animation, so we can pause it. I think that would be cool. But let's push this up. Yeah, great. Great. Oh, damn it, damn. Damn it, I just spilled my coffee everywhere like an idiot. A waste of perfectly good coffee. What a waste. Okay, so a couple things I think would be fun, right? Is let's start it back up again. There we go. So I would like to fix the friction thing. You can see it just sliding awkwardly down here. I would like to create springs instead of just static sticks, because right now these are basically not allowed to change height. I think it would be cool to let them change height. That would potentially be interesting. But let's do the gesture stuff first. I think that'd be good. Let's do a gesture. And self. There we go. And there we go. And now if okay, so that's what we want. So we have the filter, predicate with block. Let's add a helper method here to find the distance from a given point. we'll fill that in a minute. Go. And if actually we can just do right. So now we have the point potentially. We want to move it around. What's the best way to move it around? Oh wait, no. Oh, is there not? I could have sworn there was a previous location in view method. No. No, there's not. There's not, Adam. So let's add one. So now we want to create and previous.y minus curlook.y, right? And then we want to Yep. Set X, come on, here we go, Y. There we go, and then grab the point, bump by diff. Okay, let's see what happens. I think that's okay. So now can we? Something happened. Oh, yeah, we never implemented that method that I said I was going to implement. Shame. I don't think we use this at all. Distance. There we go. Oh no, what have I done? It's negative. It's negative. So that means when I'm calculating my gesture, let's see what that does. I don't think that's what we want. What I think we want is just something even simpler. I think that's all we want. Yeah, that's all we want. So now we have, so what we can also do, part of the problem and gesture is this guy. Maybe that's what we want. Do that, and then here we don't even care about that. We don't care about that. Kind of bounces around, which is interesting. I don't know what I think about that. Why would it bounce around? I think it's pretty great that it folds over on the diagonal. Let's fix that real quick. So it can't do that. And to do that, we will make a diagonal on the opposite diagonal. So it will be an X. And now we should be able to shake it as hard as our heart's desire. And it will not flip. Yay. Cool. That's pretty fun. There we go. So now you can grab the box. What else do we want to do? Maybe we should turn the animation on and off. Let's make a quick switch for that. That way we can pause it, right? Neat. Let's do that. And then here, no. Let me just do that. There we go. Now we can pause it. But we can't drag it. We should be able to drag it while we pause it, actually. So let's change that in here. We just don't want gravity or velocity to happen unless it's on, but everything else we want to happen. I think that's the right thing. Now I can drag it around. Yeah. Awesome. I like it. Why does it lag though? Why does it lag? Maybe it's this guy actually. Not constraint points, but update sticks. I bet it's this guy because of the distance. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Yeah, so every time if I pull this guy up, it's making this line and this line and this line all longer. And so it, oh, that was interesting. Oh, wow. Anyway, it's making all those longer, so that constrain this update sticks business pulls the sticks back together, basically. And we should be able to see it a bit wobblier if I take that for loop out. Yeah. It's not too wobbly. Yeah, you can see the corners bounce when it falls. A little spongy. Anyway. Great. So now we have the animation on and off. And now the next thing is, what if we don't have a point? I would like to be able to build shapes. So if we build a shape, maybe we need to be in build mode or drag mode, right? So let's do that real quick. going to be 40. I'll make it 80. Text equals on off. We want text alignment to be text alignment right, and dot center. There we go. And now we're going to do another one. And this is going to be, oh, actually we can just do 2 pan gestures. So we want to, let's rename this guy. We'll rename him grab point gesture. There we go. And then we're going to make a create point gesture. Call it create stick gesture. Right? Because that's really what we're going to be creating. Go. Do a create, there it is, there we go, create stick gesture, there we go, great. I need a new switch. This is if we're in a create or move mode. And this is going to be lower. What did I do? I think that's what I did. Move make. There we go. So now we should have 2 switches on screen, I believe. One of them will start and stop the animation still. Yep. And the other one does nothing currently. So let's make this 150 wide, right? So the switch, do you remember how? What do you listen for to get the value change of a switch? Oh, that's right. It's self mode changed UI control event value changed. That's what we want. And so then here one of our two gestures called grab and create. Come on, there we go. And the create gesture is the opposite, right? So now if we're in make mode, yes, now we're in grab mode. So this is make move, because if I switch this to the other way, I should not be able to grab. Yep, great. Great, great, great. Current edited stick. So in draw rect, oops, we're going to render our currently edited stick if we have one. With these, so I want a, what do I want? Stick in its current, oh, because those should be points. Right? We're not going to make this one. And we're not going to make this one. There. There we go. Oops, I didn't create the header. There we go, point with CG point, Kerlook. There's our current stick. Failed. Cancelled. That's not right at all. What? What's wrong with that? Oh, yeah. I should have known that. Great. So now we should be able to draw a stick. And make mode. Yeah, and it falls. That's great. So what I would like to do is if I click close to a thing, I would like it to grab onto that point so you can build structures. So let's do that. Grabbed point. We want we don't have one. And then all right, so now we should be able to grab onto a point. Make. Yeah, there, I did it that time. That's awesome. Okay, so let's give us a little bit better buffer there. I'm going to do the same thing for ending. I want to, like, I can grab onto that point. I would like it to snap when I release. I want it to snap those 2 points together. So let's snap those 2 points together. Right. Snap those 2 points. We want to ending point. Yeah, this is end point. This is start point. There we go. If it does not contain the start point, then we add it. There we go. I think that'll do it. I think that's what we want. Nope. Figure out what's going on there. Should find a point here. Oh gosh, come on. Yeah, it did. It found one right there. Oh, that's why. Because now I want a... that's why. Awesome. That's really great. That is really great. That's a lot of fun. That's a lot of fun. Why does it start? That's so much fun. Now this is going to erase everything. Clear objects, UI control. Now we're going to do this. Remove all objects. Sticks. Remove all objects. So now we should be able to erase the screen. Yep. If I move this, I wonder if I should let it snap if I move it close. I think so, right? You can connect objects together. So let's do that. Let's do move point gesture. Point to replace. So if we should replace a point, then we need to replace all the sticks that contain that point. Right? Makes sense to me. So we should do, what should we do for that? For int I equals 0, I is less than 6 count. And we want stick to be stick with P0, grabbed point, and stick.P1. Right? P0 and grabbed point. And then we want to replace object at index with a different object. Right? And then this would be that guy didn't exist anymore. I think that's what we want. Let's find out. Let's do that. Move, so now this should snap. Yeah, it does. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. And the interesting thing is that as I move stuff around, oops, I should be in make mode. As I move stuff around, the velocities get all crazy. That's okay. There we go. Awesome. This is exactly what I wanted to do. I did not think we'd be able to get all this done today, but we did. Bink. It's awesome. It's awesome. I think I'm going to call it here. If you want the code, it's in the description, or it's right there on screen. You can go check it out. I'll probably play with it again next week. It's a lot of fun to just kind of play with. It's a little bit ridiculous in all the best ways. That's awesome. That's so much fun. Yeah, thanks guys for coming out, and enjoy it. Go get the code and play with it, and I will see you next week. Bye guys.